Greetings, math friends. This is Mr. McCarthy coming back at you with yet another riveting, captivating, and fascinating math lesson. Today we're going to be starting up lesson 2.2. It's a multi-parter, so you'll have to give me a few videos in a few days to get through it, but our focus today is going to be multiplying by tens, 100s, or 1000s. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to confidently say that you can multiply numbers by 10, well, by the end of the lesson, not at the end of the day. You should be able to say that you can multiply numbers by 10, 100, or 1,000 using patterns. You should be able to multiply numbers up to 4 digits by multiples of 10, 100, or 1,000. And you should be able to use rounding to estimate products. As we get rolling through this, your key vocabulary, we have 2 words today, product and factor. A product is what you get when you multiply 2 or more numbers, and a factor is simply a number that you multiply. I'm really hoping beyond hope that both of those are review. All right, so moving on. The first thing you want to do is look for a pattern in the products when 10 is a factor. We have 7 times 10 is 70. We have 9 times 10 is 90. We have 10 times 10 is 100. And we have 12 times 10 is 120. If you are screaming at me that you can see that pattern and you know that pattern, that's wonderful. I can't hear it, but I believe it, and I know you're there. In every case, all we were doing is adding a 0 to the number we started with. But that's the pattern. Okay. Now, in this place value chart, take a look at this. Every dot in the ones column represents a 1. Every dot in the tens column represents a 10. Every dot in the tens column represents a 100. Okay, or in the hundreds column represents 100. If you take 7 times 10, you're taking all 7 of those and moving them over one place to the tens place. If you're taking 9 times 10, you're taking 9, moving it over one place to the tens place. If you're doing 10 times 10, if you're multiplying by 10, you're moving over one place on the place value chart. And 12 times 10, you're going to take your tens chip, move it over one spot, and you're going to take your 2 ones chip and move it over one spot. In each case, what you're effectively doing then is you've got to, whoa, cray. Give me just a second to get this wild thing under control here. All right. We cooperating? Hey, there we go. All right. In this case, we're taking a 7, moving it over, and you get 70. Here you got 9 and 90. Here you've got 10 and 100, and here you've got 12 and 120. All right. Everybody agree? Of course you do. Let's move on. Okay, and this is what I just showed you in the previous chart, is how each digit moves one place to the left when the number is multiplied by 10. If you want to take a look at this for a moment, pause. If not, I'm just going to keep right on trucking. Okay, take a look at this table. You can either copy it onto paper and complete it, or you can do a screen grab with your Chromebook and just fill it in right on your Chromebook with your pen and your drawing tools. And if you have a stylus, that's even better. Hit pause, get it done, make some magic happen, and I'll do the same thing here. All right, did you get what I got on this? Of course you did. Great minds think alike. Well done, well done. We're going to continue now. Clear the screen, get the mouse. All right, for each problem, I want you to pause me and solve these problems. You can write them on your Chromebook, you can write them on paper, and remember, what rule can you use when you multiply by 10? I will pause, you will pause, and then you can resume when you're done. All right, friends, do your responses match mine? Did you get the same products I did? Of course you did. I have faith in you. You can do it. All right, I'm going to clear my screen. We're going to move on. Why don't you whip through, use the same strategy for all of these bad boys. Pay attention. 7 through 10 are written in a little bit different manner. You're actually filling in missing factors instead of finding the products. Pause me. I'll work while I'm paused. You work while I'm paused. And then when you hit play, we'll compare answers. All right, my friends. Hopefully that got your mind working a little bit, and hopefully we all agree. Once again, Great minds think alike. If you're not sure about something, shoot out a question to your homeroom teacher, and they will gladly correct any of my felonious errors. All right, let's clear the screen. Move on to the next operation here. Now, what you can do is when you're not multiplying by just 10, but some other number that ends with a 0, you can approach it a little bit differently. In the case of 6 times 20, I'm going to kind of disregard that 20 and treat it as 2 tens. So 6 times 2 tens is really going to be 12 tens, and I know that 12 tens is 120. The shortcut in my head, watch as I do this, I'm doing 6 times 2 is 12. I have 1 0 here, so I'm sticking 1 0 there. And same thing down below, 27 times 30. Oh, I've actually got to do 27 times 3, which now all of a sudden I'm having to really get creative. Okay, that's going to give me 81, and then I'm going to stick that 0 on at the end, and I'm going to get 810. So now you're going to be asked to do a little bit of single-digit multiplication, but fortunately, if you were following along in the slides, what you have available are the links to the following 2 videos. You're going to get one from Khan Academy and one from that Wacky Math Antics guy. Either one should help you refresh your multiplying by single digits if you need it. So there's one, and I'll show you the other one. So you can pause me and click on either one of those links if you want, if you need the refresher. If not, keep on trucking. All right? All right, now that you've done that, you can solve these bad boys. Pause me, get your work done. I'll pause you, and I'll get my work done, and we'll circle back and compare. Well, alrighty, look at all this math I have here. I have 62 times 4, 60 times 2, 2 times 4, 248, stick a 0 on it. 07 times 8, 2,456, stick a 0 on it. 274 times 5, stick a 0 on it. Stick a 0 on it, and stick a 0 on it. Alrighty, excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, we are asked to, now let me get this graffiti off of her. Look for a pattern in which the products are when 100 or 1,000 is a factor. When you're multiplying by hundreds, now look, you're adding 2 zeros. Tens was 1 0, 100 is 2 zeros, and now in 1,000s you're adding 3 zeros instead of the 2 or instead of the 1. So take a look back. There's your pattern with the hundreds. Pause if you need to study it, and then continue. And pause if you need to study, and then continue. Okay. And you can use the place value chart to do the exact same here. Take a look at what happens when you're multiplying by 100s. Now, instead of moving your chips over one place, you're moving them over 2. Instead of moving your chips over 1, you're moving them 2. And when you're going by 1,000, you're moving them 3 places over. Okay? And tomorrow, when we get into this a little bit more, I want to talk about a slightly different way to look at this. Now, this might be your homework. Definitely do any IXL lessons that are associated with Chapter 1 according to your IXL skill focus. Or not Chapter 1. My apologies for that egregious error. Chapter 2. And then any workbook pages your teacher might assign. And look, this case, it might be pages 29 through 31. But always verify with your own homeroom teacher about what the homework could possibly be, because that could be different than what's here. That's it. Hope you had a good lesson. Hope you learned something, or at least I hope you remembered something you already knew. If you have questions, ask your teacher. And you've got some great ones. Every one of you has got a wonderful, wonderful 5th grade teacher, and they're going to help you out. All right, be well, my friends. Talk to you tomorrow.